All right, so going all the way back, we kind of were hopping from town to town. We went to the town of Zakana, where we were sort of just looking into what was going on that we could help out with. There's shortages of ores in the west, specifically Nopal, which we ended up selling to sort of help out. Let's see here. We found out there was a shutdown coming from a big mine. Monsters had invaded the mine and forced out the miners. It is called the Silas Clarinbold mine. And then we just have other sort of problems in the Zakana area, but we decided to focus in on this mine. We sold a bunch of stuff, including melting down the adamantine sort of drill bit thing that we have. So we have 12 pounds of adamantine a piece, I believe. Or no, we had to divvy that up specifically.
Yeah.
Had to declare in bold mind to see what was going on. That city that has a mine is called Olus, which is a trade city. But now that there's no trade, there's been a big downturn in terms of economics. Nobody likes this mercenary group that went in there called the Inner League. They're offering protection for the town, and they got brought in by the Lord of the Canton. But nobody likes them because they're kind of putting their nose in everyone's business and charging them fees and such like that. Really high tax. Although it is to be noted that it did not seem exploitive to the point of extortion or anything like that. Their boss is a dude called Reuter Leggett, who we talked to. I was kind of an asshole too, but that was on purpose. Let's see, there was a very minor town guard, and they left because of the Knowles. Knowles are the monsters that went into the mines. Knowles are not native to the region, so definitely some weird reason why they are here. And they're using magic, which is also very weird. Our plan at the end of the session was we wanted to investigate Reuter a little bit more. So there was a sort of half-hearted plan to potentially break into his house in the city.
That sums it all up, yeah. Good notes.
Yeah, I think that's everything, unless anyone wants to add anything that I may have missed.
Sounds like no. I think that covers basically everything. Also, yes, the only thing there are 3 towns which directly surround the Clarinbold mine, which are Olus, Mamada, and Clarenton, yes. You guys were currently going through Olus. Well, that's where you had been. You were currently at the mines and figuring out what you want to do from there.
Yep.
So, now that we've gone over everything in the recent times, what is the plan, everybody?
I suppose we probably should get information on Leggett and sort of, figure out where he lives and anything else.
Fair enough.
And Lynn, you had stolen some stuff, right? Did we talk about that? I don't remember.
I think we did, but I don't think there was really anything important in it. Because I just grabbed basically everything that I could, stole some wedding rings, some gems, holy symbols.
Oh yeah, it's that poor guy's wedding.
Except Lynn would not share like the trinkets and stuff. She would just like hand over the papers because she wouldn't want anybody to. She's not a thief. She doesn't steal random things. She was just gathering information that she couldn't read. But yeah, I can't read. I don't remember the name of the language, so I just like grabbed everything, and it was mostly just useless.
What papers are there?
It was mostly journals.
I know quite a few languages, and anything I don't know, I think Cattell knows.
Fairly accurate, yes.
If you don't mind showing us the journal entries, we could take a look, see what was written in them.
Yeah, go for it.
Alrighty. If you guys want to go through some of the journals, most of these guys, as you can tell, seemed like nothing more than just a couple grunts, effectively. They're not high-rank members in this organization, they're just the foot soldiers, effectively. Most of the journals don't speak about anything too important. There's a few no-nonsense types that obviously take some more informative notes. A fair few of them do, however, cross out some important information. But what you can find out is some manner of jobs most recently endured. Some instances involve late last year fights with bandits and casualties on both sides. Payment being received and whatnot. A couple people leaving the band of mercenaries and moving on to other things. There's a few complaints here and there about these men that are known as the Cooper twins. They seem to be some kind of eccentrics. They maintain the weaponry of everyone here. For reference, this was in Tencruz, which I think Nvidia and Cattell both speak. Yeah.
Yeah, we both speak that.
Yeah, that's like a language that I expect you to speak. And then something that pops up every here and there, less in the more serious notes, but there's a few people that are intrigued by some red tiefling woman that has most recently joined. Most of the journals don't have anything to actually say directly about her, other than her name is Rose, and she has a very advanced looking weapon. It's much more efficient than anything that the Cooper twins have developed.
That's cool. What does it say? What type of weapon, or is it just like a weapon?
It is some kind of long rifle.
Got it. That's cool.
But anyway, beyond that, most of the work seems to involve just stuff going around the inner region the Adamantine Canton and this inner region of Helveski. But there has been some mention of leaving briefly for deliveries and whatnot.
Okay. Is there any words about, like, they were told why they were coming, or beyond that? Like, sort of like inner commentary about what was going on as they came over?
Yes, so it seems like, from what you can read, that they came here without knowing why. They were working a regular job and happened to be in the area, and then conveniently were hired. Or so it would seem. They've typically just been sticking around and being bored doing what they have been. most of the generals lament not being the ones getting to stay in town, and that the guard duty out by the mine is incredibly boring.
Got it. Well, we can probably cross off the, they're bad eggs theory from the list.
Though, as I said earlier, this is all just the grunts, so who knows what they know. Oh, apparently the music wasn't going. Whoops. Let me go find that again. Alright. Yes, that is what Lynn managed to recover from last time.
Okay. Well, I think between Cattell and the video, we'll just translate that for everybody, so everyone sort of has the same idea. Any thoughts?
I mean, do we want to find out why they came in the mines in the first place, or do we just want to figure out how to get them out?
The Knowles, you mean?
Yeah.
Where would we find out more information on the Knowles? I mean, I think between you and me, we know that they're not supposed to be here. How would we find out additional information? Is there like a library in town?
In Olus, not that you saw. It is a rather small town. Well, large enough town, but not nowhere near as classified as a city.
So a couple things. We could look into whether or not, Knowles have came in the past, like maybe before the current populace's, memory, just maybe this is some sort of spiritual thing for the Knowles, and that's why they can use magic. Maybe it's like divine magic.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we ask some of the old timers if they have memories or heard stories about it. And if they do have maybe a place where they keep records, we could look into that, see if they have records of Knowles coming here. And based on what Leggett told us, are any of us really good at dealing with traps?
I feel like that one might be a no.
I know clockwork, but I don't know traps per se.
Yeah, I'm not great at detecting them.
I'm not either.
Maybe this does fall into your knowledge a little bit more, Athos, but do you know anything about Knowles and, the like, and their magic?
Aside from what I know to the connection to the final hunt, nothing personally.
I hate to be that guy, but could you remind me what the connection to the final hunt is?
Nick, do you remember, or would you like me to go ahead?
It was. They were creations of the final undead, or yeah, it's probably better for you too. It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's fine. I understand. Yes. They were... Athos does know they were creations of the Final Hunt back during the Gods' War. They were ravenous creatures designed to survive basically any kind of famine. Though they were cursed a very long time ago, and since then their population dwindled.
And Luggett told us there was about like 2 to 3 dozen, right?
That they know of, yes. You also do know that they are actively going ahead and capturing rather than killing people when possible, and then enslaving them. Because Knowles.
Yep. Athos, do you think maybe you have an in with them?
Unlikely, but I can try.
Alrighty. I think maybe more than we normally do, because we sometimes, and I know I don't help, don't always come up with the best plans when we go into things like this. Maybe we come up with a plan of action for going into the mines. Does anybody have any ideas or have dealt with Knowles in the past? I imagine not, I'm sorry.
Hang on. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I personally have little to no experience, so can't help you too much.
Leggett said that they struggled to draw them out, right? Like they had tried, but they weren't really able to get any to get them out.
Yes, they didn't seem to want to engage in fights in the open.
I am kind of reluctant to just go in there.
Yeah.
Especially because they have the lay of the land and everything. They're familiar with where all of the tunnels go, and any changes they may have made, any traps that they may have set. Just doesn't seem like something I'd want to go into.
I agree. A frontal assault seems deadly for us, specifically.
Do we perhaps want to talk to whoever's in charge, like the highest up individuals?
Of the Knowles, or
Of this, I don't know, mercenary force that, or whoever's funding them, like, what, is there anyone in there, nearby town who perhaps has an interest in getting this resolved quicker, maybe that we could offer our services and help in some way and get some incentive there.
I know Leggett's like the leader of the mercenaries.
But like, somebody's footing the bill. He's not paying for everything, right?
I think they were hired by the Lord of the Adamantium Canton?
No, not the Adamantine Canton. As Helveski is divided, as basically all countries are, up into individual provinces and whatnot. The canton is just the largest section of that with the ruling family. This one would come down to something smaller. A local lord for such a town.
Okay.
And technically you are in the Adamantine Canton at this exact moment. You stand on the border of 3 different cantons.
Yeah, we said that we were from the Voidstone Canton.
Yes, that is the direction you came from.
Could tell you wouldn't happen to know who is the Lord of this particular area. Maybe we can contact them, see if they have any prior knowledge.
That's a knowledge nobility check.
Okay. Nobility. Oh.
It is somewhat difficult because it is a minor noble.
Gotcha.
I have the name in my notes, so I feel like we were already provided with this information.
You very well may have been.
Gotcha. Ugh. Well, as a reminder to myself then.
Yeah, that's fine. Yes. So you remember that the leader of this town is known as Ezekiel Spencer, son of the Lord of Zakana.
Oh. Isn't he... okay, I was confused. I thought the town was in the Adamantium Canton.
No, you guys are in the one in the Voidstone Canton. As I said, you're on the border of all 3. And Cattell can tell you that's part of the reason why there's such a debate about ownership over this place. Olus rests in the Voidstone Canton, Mamada rests in the Horicalcum Canton, and Clarenton rests in the Adamantine Canton.
Got it. How far away was Zakana again?
Zakana was a few days' travel. Olus,
That's what
however, should be housing the current lord.
Okay. Well, then I think that's our answer. We go talk to him.
Yeah, and I mean, we're not really in any rush, and I imagine since I know that, like, they're kind of fighting over who has main control over it, I think that they might, each different city with the lords might have different information that they're potentially withholding from each other because they want to figure it out themselves and then stake their claim over it and all of that. So it might be good to just kind of stop by each of them and figure out what we can.
Okay. It's not a bad idea.
I do think that we should go by somewhere that, I don't know, I feel like me not being able to understand people is going to be a pretty big barrier. So I don't know if we can maybe find something that will help me with that.
There are spells that can do that. I think. Catella, you were talking about something like that.
Trying to see if I have a thingy for it.
Comprehend languages you do have and lets you understand, but tongues is what lets you speak the other languages. Speak and understand, I mean.
Gotcha. Alright. I have an extract then that I could prepare every day to help you with that.
How long does it last?
My thingy says 10 minutes a level. I don't know if that's correct, but I'm just gonna
Yes, that
assume it is.
should be about right. So a bit over an hour.
Okay.
And most places still speak common, even if their, primary language happens to be something else.
A lot of people in this town do speak Bestalin specifically. Some in the north may speak Scalard, and Havaskium in general. But you're close enough to the border that Bestalin is considered more of a second language than Zinan. Or Shinan, however pronounced.
So I guess maybe if we could try talking to people in Bestalin, then I can understand.
Mm-hmm.
Athos, would that work for you?
Yep.
Okay.
Because it's helpful if we can all understand what's going on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Specifically reading, most people will be writing in Ten Cruz though, so comprehend languages does let you read, so that's fine there.
And yeah, if you don't mind having an extract or two just handy in case we do need it for something, and then otherwise we'll try to just use Bestalin.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Thank you.
So, is our first step maybe stopping by the house of the current lord? Or do you need time to make that particular...
I don't have it prepared at the moment.
Can you whip it together? I forget.
I mean, it takes a minute?
Yeah, a minute's enough time.
Yes, if you have open slots specifically, you can. Otherwise, you can start working on a potion. Yes. That's why Athos always keeps open spell slots just in case something needs to be prepared.
Gotcha.
Yes, so not exactly there, but ideally, I could tell you know this for a fact. Most of Helversky nobility are at least well educated, so they should be able to speak a number of languages. At least,
Gotcha.
ideally.
Okay. Well, we could either wait till tomorrow and I can whip up some of those, or if we go today or now, there's a high chance that whoever we're speaking with will be bi or multilingual.
Do you want to wait for tomorrow, or do you want to try maybe talking to them today? Lynn and Athos. I totally understand if we want to maybe wait for until tomorrow, just to make sure we're all on the same speaking page.
What time is it, and how long will it take us to get back?
I believe you guys came here, rested for the evening, then came towards the mine, and that's about 2 or 3 hours travel just to get here. So it's about another 2 or 3 back. So at that point, it'll be around noon.
Is
We
there
have time
anything-
either.
Yeah, is there anything else that we need to do during the day?
On our list of things to do, the adamantium, like in order to make it into weapons and whatnot, I think we'd have to do in Clarington, because that actually has the forge that can do that. But that was, I think, the last one was to do. Other than that, we could... I mean, I could do an Ears of the City and see if we can get more information from the city itself. Other than that, going around talking to people.
You can also use that like a million times. So maybe we could do it here while we're close to the mine, and then again in the city. See if you.
Yeah, that's true. I could try to get if I can somehow use it close enough to get a vibe from the. I wonder if I could.
Could you? Who knows what would happen?
If I can do it close enough, and I can maybe pick up a vibe from the Knowles. I haven't tried doing that yet. I mean, it's worth a shot.
Who knows what could happen?
It's only nearly killed me once, so...
Yeah, but that was in a really, like, magically weird zone.
I think Knowles doing magic is magically weird enough for me to be cautious, but
well, that's
I'm willing
fair.
to try it.
You'll have company with you too.
If I go, like, blank, please, like, hit me until I wake up.
Yeah, we can like strap you under Rudine's back, and then he can fly away to get you out of there if needed.
No, that's not a bad idea, actually. Okay. I know Reuter kind of gave us permission to sort of walk around, right?
He gave you permission to walk around, but not enter into the mine.
Right, that's fine. I'm going... I think we'll just approach some guards and see if, you know, what is the closest but also the safest. Maybe find that one dude that one of the guys I was talking to before. I was teaching how to properly salute.
Something Granger.
Nemo.
Thank you.
Nemo. There it is.
Alright, I'm just looking at it and just double checking the spell for my own sake.
I'm gonna just throw it up in chat just so you.
Yeah. Stream of past scenes and pieces of conversation related to local peoples and events. Alright. Yeah, we'll see how this plays out. So, are you going to try and just talk to some of the people here and then get them to direct you to where you want to go, or you want to try and get the information from them and then use the spell itself?
I was trying to sort of get to an area because I think my problem is if I just go right outside the cave, then we're gonna get shot at. So where would be maybe the safest area where we can get as close as possible?
All right. Yes. Nemo and some of the other inner league members can go ahead and escort you nearby. They can show you to what is the entrance to the mine, on the basis you cannot enter, of course. The mine itself is a very large hole in the ground, at least a 40-foot radius. There is a set of worked stairs leading down into it, as well as a large crane on top. It has, in the past at least, been used to pull things up from inside, and you can see that the board that it rests on looks to have some kind of cart tracks. Nice. This is about as far as we can take you. Is there anything you'd like to know about this, ma'am?
Did you get the opportunity to see any of the Knowles yourself? I know that you came a little after the fact.
Oh, the Knowles? Not really. We've been sort of going off of second-hand information or anything else. Roy doesn't want us just to go in there and end out like the rest of anyone who made an assault. The only people who've really gone in since have been constructs.
You said the constructs are still going in?
Something about Mamada. They been trying to get constructs to go in the mines for a long time, from what I heard. They don't seem to work properly. I don't really know what goes on. I just know that they've sent more in over time.
Have they sent any over recently?
One, maybe 2 days ago. It was tall and had a shield, but that's I didn't see too much of it. I just saw it go in. Sorry if I can't be much more helpful than that.
Okay. Did you happen to hear any descriptions of the Knowles or things that they were doing when they went into the mine the first time?
Well, from what I heard, the Knowles didn't get into the mine from up top. They just kind of appeared. Then they chased people out and took whoever they could. So, massacre, from what I heard.
Okay.
Sorry if I can't be more help. I really don't know too much about what's going on here.
Got it.
But, well, we're here to protect the people. Just like what happened in the Adamantine Canton. That's why I joined up with this place. A lot of creatures roam the wilds, you know?
What happened in the Adamantine Canton?
Oh, all sorts of things. Monsters just kind of turn up every here and there. Ancakes get to be a real problem out in the wilderness.
What was that? I didn't quite catch that.
He said ancakes.
Can you spell that for me? I'm sorry.
Yes. Anyone who wants to can give me knowledge, nature, or West Arcana. I'm gonna double check myself. Arcana, my apologies. Alright.
And it should be technically 15 or 16.
If it's a 16, then you do pass.
Yeah, I think it's +4 now for Monster Knowledge.
Alrighty. Yes. So, Nvidia, Cattell, and Cronus all know about NKEGs, which are basically horse-sized insects that burrow through the ground and actively attack farms, killing livestock and people alike. They are a common menace. I believe you guys have fought one before, actually.
Like in the ground with the metal horde, or I forget.
Is that what the mayor's pet was?
Yes.
Yeah.
Blue knows what they are. Yay.
Yay! You remember that it spat acid at you.
What mean?
It was mean. But yes, they are a not exactly common plague upon the world, but a well-known plague upon the world. They typically like to live in warm environments. Temperate or warm plains, my apologies. There we go. Free ecology notes.
Sounds good. Okay, well, in that case, do we want to try using the spell, or do we have any more questions for Nemo?
Cattell, Manathas, y'all good? Yep.
I can't think of anything to ask.
Thanks, Nemo. I appreciate your time and helping us out again.
Not a problem. We'll just stay over here while you have a look at the mine, I guess.
That's pretty much what we're doing.
Anyway, he just kind of awkwardly walks away after like a few seconds of silence, just standing there.
Alright, this is technically my first spell of the day, right?
I believe so, yes.
Because all the other ones were like other days.
Yeah, they were
I just
on
wanna make
yesterday before you went to sleep.
Okay. Alrighty, so
It's a first level
let's
spell, like it matters.
I don't know, I just wanted to click it.
Yeah, you're all good.
It's just a habit. Alright, so we're going to cast Ears of the City. And the first question I'm going to ask is, I guess, why are the Knowles here?
Alrighty. Give me that perception check.
Cool.
Oh
Great
boy!
way to start this out.
What a first. Oh, that's important. Alrighty. So,
I'm glad it's a good question to do and not a throwaway.
Yeah, good. It's definitely a struggle in this place. Most of the information you get is passed through miners, the few people that come and go through this area consistently. And you keep listening and listening, and all you hear about is a very, very limited number of reports. The only words that stick out in your mind when you ask this question is the name Mother Flynn. You don't know.
I'm going to repeat that out loud to everybody. Does anybody know or has heard of the term Mother Flynn? Is that Flynn?
F-L-I-N-D.
L-I-N-D. Flynn. Sorry.
Lynn, can you give me a knowledge nature check? Well, I mean, it was only for Lynn, so that makes sense. You live close to the desert. You've encountered Knowles before, but very, very rarely. Only those that are like on the outskirts of their own territory and yours. You don't remember hearing anything about Mother Flynn. That seems very strange.
Was that for Lynn only?
That was, but you can... it's fine. What you know about this is that there's been no mention of that in any of the books you've ever read. No studying has ever revealed this kind of name to you before.
Gotcha.
So it's completely anomalous.
Off the books. Okay, but that still is a name. Mother Flynn. And and that could be something that we take with us later, try to hunt down. That's all we get with that particular roll.
Yes, what you do remember about that name is that it was often spoken of in the form of survivors. Anyone who's come from this place and managed to escape the Knowles in their original incursion. Supposedly it was on the lips of the Knowles before they fell in battle. Those who did fall, at least. It seemed zealous.
That may answer our why the Knowles have magic question. Sorry, I'm writing down notes.
No, it's fine. Not a problem.
Trying to take notes from Lynn here. Do a better job. All right. Okay. Next question would be, and this is a bit of a stretch, where are the traps?
Oh, okay.
Roll by 19. I won't roll this good again for a while.
Oh,
so.
you gotta take it while you get it. Alright. So, once again, this comes from the words of the miners. People keep speaking about magical symbols, approaching them, reading them, deadly. They explode, cause havoc, ruin everything around them. And even their supplies have been tainted. Poisoned or otherwise.
Tainted how?
From what you gather, it sounds like there has been some kind of poison being used upon the water, the food, and anything else that the miners might try and use.
Okay, so there are magical symbols, probably like runes that explode and, hurt people. No mention of physical traps?
All that you're hearing this from is the people who escaped in the most recent instance. Well, in the original instance, not the most recent, my apologies.
Right.
If there are any survivors from that, they might be able to give you more detailed information directly. But it seems like magical traps were the first to be used and most quickly set up. So perhaps that's all they used in the end. Hard to tell.
Okay. So magical symbol traps, and then the water and food was poisoned. Any questions from everybody else?
I'm good.
Lynn, Cattell, anything that we may be able to pick up over here?
Is there any way we could figure out where they came from? Like, are there any other entrances?
That's a good one. Yeah, so I'll ask where they came from, hoping to get directions a little bit, understanding that they did appear.
Alrighty.
There you go.
Ah, there it is. Just a second. I don't mind. Intense need to sneeze. Immediately faded. Anyway. So. You try and listen in on the area, but all you get is this kind of dissonance that hurts your head. The lack of voices here, and then there's some kind of maddening whispers from somewhere else, something different. It pains you. And your concentration is momentarily broken, only for the spell to abruptly end.
Oof, that's a hard one. All right.
Hey, those good rolls were good rolls, I can tell you that.
Yeah. 1 second. All right, I do think it's going to be hard to get a lot of information here just because I'm not catching the thoughts or minds of the Knowles. I'm only catching sort of the miners in their last moments of being here. So we're not going to get too much more information outside of sort of like the chaotic energy that they had, I think. Unless anybody else has some questions that maybe they want me to ask with another casting of the spell.
The only other thing I was wondering about was the constructs, because we know that they have gone in there, and we know that they have potentially malfunctioned in some way, like the ones we fought before, so it'd be good to know if those are going to be a problem if we go in there as well.
Right. We were told that they went crazy. Did we ever understand how they went crazy? Like violence or?
Oh, they were definitely violent. That you know for certain. But much more than that, you don't really know.
All right. I'll cast it again, and then specifically just sort of ask what happened to the constructs that went in.
Alrighty. It's hard to gather any information about what's really happened in here. The most recent options you don't know anything about, but from the past you know that many constructs have escaped either into the depths or tried to assault miners. Most of the time, any new construct comes into the mines, people are swiftly evacuated, or it's done in late hours when no one is present for their own safety.
Okay. Anything else?
That's all you learn from that question.
Oh, I figured I was asking the group. Any other questions? I guess, you know what I will ask is, I'll just sort of ask, and maybe I'll hopefully pick up on something from somebody else, but were there ulterior motives for the inner league to come here, or was it specifically just because they got a job?
Alright, you can ask that one. You listen in. This one doesn't have the same kind of disruption that your other questions seem to have had, as it seems to relate mostly to the people who are above the ground over this last brief period of time. While it is indeed brief, it seems that the Inner League made some kind of delivery to the town, and then were here right after the incident occurred. It seems more like convenient timing on their part than any malice.
Okay, that's kind of where I was leaning. I guess what was delivered? Just gotta do my due diligence.
Fair enough. You hear that there was some kind of fancy levers delivered on behalf of some Vishkanian man. Something coming from Bagnasia.
Said fancy leathers.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. These are levers from Bagnasia delivered to a Vishkanian man. And there's not too many of those around from what you know about this general area.
Okay. Alright. If there's nothing else that don't want to, hold us here, we can go ahead and move on.
I don't think I have anything else. Maybe.
Alright. I'll let the spell fall open, and we can. Were we thinking of heading back towards the town and seeing what we can drum up from an information standpoint there?
I'm excited.
Alright. Let's do it.
Alright. As the spell ends, you all head on your way. In Vida, you have a bit of a headache after what happened earlier, but ultimately you're fine. Alright. Everyone makes their way back to Olus in general. And we have the small map for that. You come back in by way of the deep steps and enter into town. You're asked for the toll once more.
What was the toll?
2 silver piece per person. Also 1 silver. Excuse
Do
me.
you have a sort of like frequent flyers program?
I mean, we already paid the toll. Why do we have to pay it again?
In and out of the city.
Right, that's what I'm asking. Do you have like a, pay like, 10 silver and you're good for like, for a while or something like that?
Unfortunately, not.
Sort of pass program? Okay.
The citizens are allowed free travel. Travelers are not.
Okay. Fair enough.
If you wish.
Did we pay it for like earlier in the day, or is this like a new day?
This is a new day. So you paid it. You pay it upon entering the town rather than exiting.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, I took that 2 silver out.
Everyone is going to lose all their money to this minor toll.
I think that's where the thought that this was an extortion operation came in. Was just this 2 silver toll.
Yeah. They're taking our money.
Something fishy with that.
Well,
Not my money.
Catel's gonna like dig in her bag and be like, so do you have to do this every day? Is it every single time I come in and out? Like if I were to walk through and then walk right back and then come back a couple hours later, you're gonna charge me again?
We
Wasn't it-
apologize, but these are the rules.
Wasn't
Go
it
ahead.
cheaper yesterday?
I don't remember. Mike doesn't remember?
Above game, yeah, I don't remember either, but...
I have it in my notes that it was 1 silver.
Oh, if it was 1 silver, then it is 1 silver. I apologize. They are not trying to rip you off immediately. I just forgot. But in
Good
answer to
looking
Catel's
out.
question, if you were to stay within our sight, we would be able to guarantee no additional cost required, but these are just the rules that we are enforcing. If you wish to make a dispute, then I suggest you take it up with the lord of the town.
It just seems a bit ridiculous to have to pay every single time. What if I just have a business outside just for a little bit? And I feel it's an exorbitant rate to be paying day after day.
Then you should be bringing your business dealings into the city.
Point being, if I'm coming in and out of the city, I am by default bringing trade, but you're essentially curtailing trade to your city because nobody wants to pay this tax over and over again.
Most merchants seem to have little issue with this small tax that is being placed upon them. If you wish to do dealings elsewhere, you may. We are not representatives of this town. If you want to go elsewhere, please
Hey,
do so.
what merchants? I think all the merchants left, didn't they?
There are some that are coming and dealing, taking what they can while they can. I don't know how long this will last for, but that is what we have been informed to do thus far. Now,
Cattell
are you gonna
will
hand
drop
over-
the. Yeah, she's gonna have the coins and like just kind of give him a stare as she puts them in his hand.
have a good day, ma'am.
I'm here for Karen Cattell. All right. So how do we want to go about getting this information? Obviously, use of the city is, the easy thought that we can use. But beyond that, I mean, we can also talk to the Lord. Well, we can talk to him tomorrow when we're able to use that extract to help everybody else out. Maybe look for like a public records office, see if there's anything from back in the day about that. Any thoughts? Anything that people really want to do?
Those sound good to me. Should we just ask a nearby citizen for the record keeping location?
Yeah.
All right. Just want to ask random people on the street, see if they can point you in the right direction.
Yeah, like, I mean, we're not looking for anything weird, just like a public records office. Something where they would have, records of the town, from year to year and things like that. Maybe we can pull something from some of the deeper histories out. And then I could supplement that with Years of the City.
Sure. Alright. You do approach someone and try and get the information. But something that immediately comes up is that the town of Olus has the most recently established out of all of the numbers, out of the 3 towns that surround the mines. It's not been here for all too long. Double checking my notes. It has been here for less than 100 years, to say the least. Clarenton and Ramada are much older and more established. But Olus doesn't have any long, deep histories. That being said, if you're looking for the Public Records Office, the Lord of the Town has a store slash place of business that you can go to look it all up.
All right, got it. You said that was at the Lord's sort of estate, is where that would be?
Yes.
Okay, we can put that on our list for tomorrow, especially if it's not going to be super worthwhile. I hate to go down this route, but Athos, does your steed have any knowledge of past events, or is it just have knowledge of what was on its plan?
Well, it couldn't hurt to ask. Although, probably best to ask once we're out of town once again. Don't feel like
Definitely.
playing the fee yet again.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Yeah, I can use the city. Does anybody else have any other plans? Until maybe potentially talking to the Lord tomorrow and then headed out to the other towns to sort of investigate around?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. I'll do a third casting of Fears of the City.
What's that? Technically, it would have been capped out at what? 21 questions? That's pretty close to the 20 questions, you know?
Okay. So I guess the first question while we're here is if anybody within the walls has knowledge of why the Knowles came, or if they heard anything, or if the Knowles said something.
Alrighty. Let's see. Well, give me that perception check. Alrighty. There are numerous rumors about why the Knowles are here. Some people say they're just here to steal from them. Others saying that they're looking for more slaves coming out into the middle of nowhere, trying to steal them from others. Some saying that maybe they just want to make lives for themselves in this mine. Maybe it's some kind of strange Knoll ritual that could involve all manner of things. There seems to be no real prevailing thoughts about why they're here, just that they kind of appeared.
Okay.
The other thing people can mostly agree on is that the Knolls have been cruel and terrible in their brief time here.
Knowles suck.
They do indeed. That is the general consensus of town.
Why did Knowles come? I know, but Knowles suck.
Basically.
Got it. No worries. Okay. Have there been Knoll incursions before?
Alright, give it a go. No one here seems to speak about Knowles ever invading this area in the past. There's been some word about them potentially having lived in the area many, many years ago, before Helveski as a nation was even forged. But it seems very unlikely that they could be in any way related. Knowles sometimes appear upon the northwestern plains kind of area, but for them to for such a large group to make their way over here and not be noticed would be all but impossible.
Oh god, sorry. My cat is attacking me.
Oh no.
Okay, so
Good
that
luck.
does bring up a follow-up question. Did anybody see the Knowles marching or coming from any direction? I know that they just appeared in the mines, but did anybody else see them coming beyond that?
You listen in, try and gather what information you can. Supposedly there's been some people looking around for other possible entrances into the mines, but no one's found anything. No one saw Knowles marching through the area. They just kind of spontaneously appeared there at one point. People blame lack of vigilance by others. Others think magic is the result of this all, but no one's certain.
Got it. Has anybody ever heard the name Mother Flint?
You speak the name aloud and you listen in for the name. But there doesn't seem to be any real talk of whoever this other Flint is. Only voices you swear you've heard before from the previous casting of the spell. Just a couple of folks who survived the original Knoll attack and then heard this name. No one else seems to speak of it at all.
Got it. Has any man has anybody heard of Knowles using magic before?
No one in this town really has any experience with Knowles, so they don't seem to have any opinions one way or another. But some people speak of the Knowles weaving divine magic, others scoffing at them for their lack of talents of the arcane. Most of them seem to agree that Knowles aren't typically smart creatures, and as nomadic people, they don't have much in the way of learned sorceries.
Yeah.
So it seems unlikely that Knowles typically would use magic, but the people here don't seem to know much more than that.
Anybody else have questions that they want answered by the populace?
The location of potential survivors might be good.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. From what you've heard, there's been a couple of miners who escaped but didn't see anything. They were in different sections of the mines and simply fled as soon as they heard the evacuation warning going off. There are a few guards who managed to escape, but only one of them is here in Olus. Most of the others are over in Clarinton. Supposedly the one survivor has been spending a great deal of his time in the bar nearby. Let me double check my names. Over in the Tender Golem Tavern.
Did you happen to pick up on his name?
No. Just that numerous people have seen this man down on his luck, drinking away his worries.
Well, that's the lead. Athos Patel, any questions?
Not for me.
I'm thinking.
I do have one more. It might be
I
good to
have one
get
more.
some. Okay. Mine is getting more information on what's his face, Ezekiel, just to kind of get a vibe check on him.
Yeah. Do we want to ask it like what has his rule been like, maybe?
I think maybe more specific and kind of focused on this to kind of see what he wants to do about it to some extent, kind of his thoughts, like if he's just kind of like indifferent, if he wants to attack, so we know when we go and talk to him, just kind of how we should approach it.
Yeah. I know that Reuter, who I guess was hired by him, said that he was basically told just to wait them out or sort of just like sit outside and not do anything. But yeah, let's ask it like if anybody sort of knows what Ezekiel's plan is to deal with things.
Alrighty. Cast your mind to the city. You listen around for the plan on how to deal with this. What is going to happen in the future? It is a topic on everybody's mind and mouth. And from what you hear, the most prevailing thought is that Ezekiel plans to wait them out. People speak about there's no food down there, there's no chance the Knowles will be able to survive from nothing. If we're simply starved out, then they'll be eventually be able to enter into the mine without any resistance. Supposedly, people speak of the town's ability to survive with just trade coming through. They don't need the mines to function. They should have enough luxury stores and goods that can pass them through these harsh times. Though many seem doubtful about such an approach. Supposedly, Ezekiel just plans to keep the Inner League here and stall for as long as possible.
Okay. All of that's being passed on. So we have a lead. We can go talk to this guard at the Cinder Golem Tavern, and then tomorrow we can maybe go talk to Ezekiel specifically.
Alrighty. So, what is the plan then for the evening?
What bar were we staying at again, or what tavern? I'm sorry, it's been 2 weeks. I do forget.
No,
all
no,
the
you're all good.
details.
Last time you were staying at the Ivory Hostel. It seemed to be a very low quality kind of inn, but it was very cheap, and you just took an entire section of room for yourself.
Right. Well, do we want to go to the Tender Golem Tavern and look up this guard?
Might as well.
Cool. All right. I think that's our best lead for the moment. Go check in with them.
Next for me.
Cuckoo.
Alrighty. Yes, take a quick 5-minute break because I need to run to the toilet.
Do you mind if we ask what the music is from?
Alright, I'm back.
That's good.
Was there a question at me? I thought I heard one briefly.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you were AFK or what, but what's the music from? It sounds familiar.
This is from this particular channel. I use it for basically all of the ambiance music and whatnot. This particular one is I Dream of Broken Machines, because I think that's pretty appropriate for the area we're in. And
Nice.
very recently, he actually uploaded a like a constant live 24/7 radio kind of thing, which is it's nice to listen to occasionally. It's a different kind of music to what you'd normally be dealing with.
Definitely.
Welcome back. Alrighty. Alright. Is everyone back then?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Alrighty. So, you head over to the place called the Tender Golem Tavern, which is relatively easy to find. It's just along the main road, and you can see its sign standing out quite prominently. It seems to have an image of some kind of construct on it, and it holds out a glass of something. Would everyone like to be going in, or are other people planning on splitting up for anything?
I'll go in.
Yeah.
I'll go in.
Same.
Alrighty. Everyone heads on in. You immediately recognize that this is a very fine tavern. The floors are made of a dark wood, and the entire bar seems very well kept. Doesn't seem to have too many patrons, but the thing that stands out as most odd for you is behind the counter is a construct. It seems very rotund in its design, very wide in its middle with kind of short arms and legs. It manages to reach over the top of the counter at the very minimum. It seems to have no one else beside it.
Going into a nicer place, I'm gonna just go ahead and do a quick redo of my clothes so I look a little bit nicer.
Alrighty. As you all enter, the squat golem turns to you and simply stares forward, watching you as you enter in.
Hello?
Greetings, valued patrons. Would you like for a drink?
Is he echoing?
Yes, he is.
Okay. What do you have, like a cocktail list? Some house beverages?
Indeed, those are our specialty. I will be glad to make them for you, valued patron.
Okay. Do you have a list or a menu?
As you ask that, he begins just speaking out an entire list of a variety of different drinks.
I'm assuming there's none that I recognize.
No, they all sound very strange. They seem to all be names of people, but you aren't sure exactly what they could mean. You don't know what a Broglie nor what Demetrius is, but that's what he's offering.
What is maybe your tastiest cocktail? Maybe it has a little bit more sugar, less alcohol in it.
The most popular on such a thing is the Myrtle Lees.
Oh, could I get let's see, 3 of the Myrtle Lees, and then could I also get one of do you have like a craft ale or a craft beer?
It just kind of stares at you very briefly. If you would like a pint of cuttle, I would be glad to accommodate.
A pint of what? I'm sorry.
It said cuttle.
Athos, does that sound good for you? Oh, sorry, I just saw that.
Oh, yeah, he's a
Yeah.
Catherine.
Can I get a pint of that then for my friend over here, and then the 3 myrtles?
Alrighty. Yes, of course. Would you like it to be delivered to your seating? Or would you like to witness the show?
I mean, I don't know. Is it worth it?
I would very much like to see the show.
There you go.
Very well. I hope you enjoy your drink and the performance. Alright. It goes ahead and pulls out a few glasses. Its hands seem oddly shaped. You can see there's like ring protrusions on them. It puts them up against it, and you can see the glass begin to frost over almost immediately. Also, excuse me for 1 second. It seems, yes, the glass frosts over. Then, from one hand appears to be some kind of nozzle that connects up into the construct and then goes through its squat arm into the glass itself. It then begins to violently shake it backwards and forwards without any damage done to the actual glass. It places it on the counter before it and then repeats the process another 2 times. I hope you appreciated the technical display of work and skill.
Patel, would you like a little golf clap?
Beautiful. It then goes ahead and reaches over to a barrel and simply pours out the drink for Athos.
There you go. Perfect. How much do we owe you?
For the 3 myrtles, that will be 3 gold pieces. And for the remaining single cutter beer, that will be 5 silver pieces.
I'll give him 5 gold and call it good.
Thank you for your generosity, ma'am.
Of course. Thank you so much for the show as well. If you don't mind, we're looking for, well, he's a friend of a friend. He used to guard up by the mines. I guess something happened. Has he been in recently?
I am not able to talk about other patrons of our fine establishment. Please, if you seek information, go elsewhere. Enjoy your drink, valued patron.
Thank you very much. Might turn to Catal and Lynn and be like, maybe we should stay here.
You mean in terms of discretion?
Potentially. I mean, at least we know that he's not going to say anything.
We do?
I'm convinced.
Oh, okay. You guys weren't speaking in a language that I understand. I have no idea what just happened.
Oh, were we not? I'm sorry. I just assumed we speak common at all times.
Sorry, I was muted for that. No common, unfortunately. We follow Tower of Babel rules because I'm a hateful person.
All right. Well, if he's not going to give up that easily, then I guess we're just looking for maybe just a gruff-looking person sitting by themselves, maybe?
You can do so if you'd like. There only seems to be 3 other patrons in the bar at the moment. 2 of them are together and 1 is off on their own.
Do a quick vibe check for the all 3 of them.
They don't seem to radiate any strong auras.
And then just a visual check, I guess, on the three of them.
Well, two of them seem to just be nothing more than regular merchants in appearance. The one that sits on his own in the back corner of the bar definitely fits the bill of some lost soul struggling to comprehend what's happened to him.
If I had money, which I do, but I don't bet, I would put it on our quarry being the one sitting by himself in the corner.
Are you just going to walk right up to him?
I was thinking about it. Do the two of you have any plans? Maybe some good ways of getting in with people? Could tell you're from here. Maybe you know. I mean, this is a nice bar, tavern. Maybe you know this sort of society better than we do.
Perhaps. Did you want me to take the lead, or do you want me to be your wing woman?
I mean, it's up to you. Do you feel like you'd be able to, connect with him?
I mean, he's just a guard, right?
Theoretically, yes.
I can try.
I believe in you.
So, Cattell, what is the plan? Other than stressing, I mean.
I'm gonna hang back with Lynn, but in earshot, so if they speak in 10 crews, I can translate.
Thank you.
I don't know how I want to approach this because I can't lie for shit, so I feel like I just gotta be honest.
Nothing wrong with honesty.
Up to
Just
you,
because
yeah.
I lie all the time doesn't mean that you have to.
Well, I
The
mean,
lawful
you said
character
that
that lies.
he appears to be a pretty damaged soul, and so you just kind of want to learn his story because you're really fascinated by history. You don't have to specify that it's history of the Gods' War, but just history, so it could be his history.
And it doesn't. You don't have to lie to be empathetic to somebody.
Do you not?
No, no, Cattell, you don't.
Okay. I'll do my best. And she will walk over to the table. She's not gonna sit down, but she's gonna put her hand on the table. Hello. Do you have a moment to speak? I don't want to bother you. Just wanted to chat for a little bit.
He looks up at you briefly. If you buy me another round, then sure, I've got time.
I have my drink. I'll just offer that to him. I haven't had a sip of this yet in case you just want this.
He looks down at it briefly. It'll do. You look over the man, and you can tell that he is not doing well. He's clearly had something happen to recently. Something happened to him recently. There's the image for you. So, what do you want to know?
Well, first off, what's your name? I'm Cattell. Oh, shit.
Both of those statements are in character.
Like in front of Lynn.
Yeah, I'm just gonna roll with it. That's what she said.
Growl. Growl button.
Well, Growl, I couldn't help but notice that you look distraught in a way. And I was just wondering if you needed somebody to talk to, perhaps an ear to listen to a sad tale, or I don't know if about a shoulder to cry on. That seems a bit too close, but just wondering if I could help in any way.
What? You some kind of saint from the murder?
Not exactly. Just want to help out a fellow Helvestian.
Sure. Right. I couldn't care though. This town's doomed. I've taken my severance. I'm using it now. And I'm waiting for it all to end. Because that's what'll happen.
Are you referring to the Knowles ending everything?
More the town. The Lord's an idiot. He's not going to survive this. The people, maybe, if they leave. But this place is bleeding dry. I could tell when he gave it to me from his coffers.
I see. You don't think we can rally him to do something about this?
Why would you? What are you gonna do? Go down there? Get everyone else? Kill more people? I saw a bunch of my friends die in that place. Bleeding from their eyes. Others captured, taken away. There's no hope down there. Best just to leave it sealed up and then leave.
Sounds rather grim. I just can't help but feel like somebody's going to do something about it if we put enough resources and people into this to solve the problem.
More people won't solve the problem. They've got control over the place down there. Do you know how a siege works, little lady? When you assault a place, you need 10 times the force that occupies it in order to take it. I don't know if anyone here could manage to get that amount of people trained and armed enough to fight against them. Beyond just the magic that they've got on their side. We don't have local wizards who are actually good at their fucking job. All we've got is miners. They ain't gonna go down there. They're scared shitless. And rightly so. You're obviously not from around here, so I suggest you take your leave while you can. No point sticking around this place.
Do you have family around here, or is it just you?
I don't know you. You don't need to know anything like that.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna go use the restroom real quick, and maybe I'll be back. I don't know. And she'll just ease her away off the chair and scurry back to the group.
Yeah.
Just
You
obviously
do
just
that.
making a beeline back towards us.
Yeah. He just says, yeah. You do that. And stares back down into his drink ponderingly.
Um, so that was a very bleak conversation.
We heard it was something else, all right.
He said something about how the people down there were bleeding from their eyes. I'm assuming whatever magic that they're using must be pretty powerful.
Was he? I didn't quite catch that. Were the Knowles bleeding from their eyes, or was the people they're attacking bleeding from their eyes?
The people they were attacking.
Yeah, that's not usually an ideal thing you want to have happen to you.
Um, Well, it sounds like this entire town is on a steep decline, and I don't think it's going to get better unless this situation gets resolved. So inaction by the local government is just only going to speed downfall.
Mhm. Did he give you anything like numbers or how many Knowles there were, things like that?
He did not, and I should have asked that. That is a very good question.
Well, I mean, it does not bode well, but it makes frontal assault look even like a worse idea.
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like that they're casting, using some sort of, divine magic. There's a lot of them because you implied that you would need a lot of people to, siege them. I also don't believe that a siege would work because from the sound of it, they appeared from within the mines themselves, which means they have a way in and out. And no one saw them approaching. So a siege and waiting them out definitely won't work because they can get to the mine from somewhere else. We just don't know where that place would be.
Indeed. If anything, it feels like the Knowles are waiting the town out.
Could be. That or, I mean, I think the rumors of a null ritual may not be that off the mark. I think we should at least talk to Lord Ezekiel, even if it's going to be talking to a brick wall, if he just wants to sit this out. But he may be able to get more men to where we would actually be able to do something or that, or maybe just search the area around the mine for another way in. And after that, maybe just talking to the other leaders, like Lynn said. Lynn, what are your thoughts at the moment?
I definitely think that we should talk to the leaders and just kind of figure out what they're doing. Because, I mean, we know that here Ezekiel isn't really planning on doing anything, but we don't know about the other cities and what their thoughts are and if they have the same passive attitude. So I think we need to figure out where they stand. Because I think that maybe if the two of them are willing to unite and fight this, we might be able to get him in on it too. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think we just got to see, and again, check the other cities to see if there's more information about Knowles and the mine, and maybe there's some history there that just because we're unaware, we don't know what we don't know.
Alrighty. You're all having this conversation in the bar. What shall you do?
I think the conversation with the Lord should happen tomorrow, so we can get those extracts ready. Is there anything else we wanted to do in town tonight before turning in?
I think that's it, really.
Athos, I don't know if you're back, but did you have any thoughts?
If you're here, Nick, we can't hear you. I don't know if that's an issue anymore, but if it is, there you go. Alright, he didn't drop out and jump back in, so I assume he's just still AFK.
Sure. In that case, maybe let's return to our hostel for the night and, re-engage tomorrow.
Okay.
Alrighty. So, everyone returns to the Ivory Hostel. And the old woman greets you once more. Oh, are you here for the room to yourselves again?
Yeah. Is that okay?
Oh, that's fine for the time being. Haven't had too many people come and try and stay.
So let us know if it becomes a problem.
Oh, of course I would. Please, enjoy your time here. And she ushers you off to the room and goes ahead and lights the fire. Then heads out on her way.
All right.
All right. So, everyone just rests for the night, I take it?
If she hasn't already, NVIDIA is going to do some art of Ruadine's new form.
Ah, very fair. Also, welcome back, Nick.
It's not my best work.
No, it's not.
She'll complete it, but she'll throw it away. And she
Yeah.
will look at Ruadine and be like, you deserve better.
You started drawing Boulder and then just started trying to color for the white and then just added snakes on top and it just looked so out of place.
I'm usually very good at this, Baldur, or Ruadine. You deserve better.
Lynn will continue fully.
Alrighty. Party rests for the evening. Now, come the following day, what is the plan, and what spells would people like to prepare? I think... Is Tongues a level 4 cleric spell or something?
Sorry, what was?
Tongues.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, there you go. So, if you want to use one of your level 4 slots for Tongues, you're welcome to, Raphos.
I
think we
will
should go in
prepare
and-
for the day.
Oh, good. Sorry, what was that, Lynn?
I think that we should go in and try Vestalin or something that we all understand. That way we don't have to use up a spell or extract.
Mm-hmm.
But then if he doesn't understand, then there's not much we can do.
Yeah, we can use it. I don't think it's bad form to use a spell like that either, so we can just like try it out. If it doesn't work, cast a spell and look good. They even give us a little bit of like that kudos, since it is a bit of a higher level spell. They'd be like, oh, these guys are pretty strong.
Mm-hmm. Who knows?
Alright.
Alright. So people are planning on heading off over to see the Lord.
I think so.
Alright. It's pretty easy to find out where he actually does, where he is. And it's basically just at the end of one of the main walkways out of town. You can see that it is a, somewhat official building. It seems to be a public records office, a gift shop, and his
How
place
exciting.
of work as well. Which section would you like to enter into?
I mean, we did have to see a public record, so maybe we go there first.
Everybody good with that?
Yeah.
Alrighty. You head over into the section which is clearly designed for meetings and town hall callings and whatnot, and off into the sides where it is indicated to be public records. And thankfully, it seems to actually be at least somewhat well documented. Far cry from what you saw over in Envercelia for similar regards. But it all does seem to have a layer of dust over it, as if no one really comes in here or pays any attention to what goes on in this place.
That's fair.
Oh,
Is there anybody there, like, sort of manning it?
No, it seems to be left untouched and unmanned.
Are we allowed to go through things? I wouldn't want to, start going through stuff and then get accused of tampering.
You aren't sure.
Cattell, you know the laws of the land? Is this normal?
They're probably just understaffed. I'm sure. Just if anything looks semi-public, just go through it. I'm sure it's fine.
Alrighty. So, that's Cattell's blessing. What shall you do?
I guess we will. This would be easier if we could ask somebody. Is there any sort of organization to the records?
They seem to be placed very haphazardly around the area. It doesn't seem like there's any proper management system going on here at all.
Okay, new plan. Maybe we go talk to the Lord first, and then come see the records and see if maybe he has someone who oversees them who can help us out, so we don't spend all day looking for stuff that we can't find.
Sounds sensible.
Works for me.
Okay, new plan. Let's go visit the Lord instead.
Understandable. Alrighty. You guys head off. It seems like as you enter into the place that there is a few inner league guards around the area, simply watching over business take place here.
I think it should be noted that I would be in my normal form, whereas yesterday I was the human woman.
All good.
Yeah, sorry, I probably should have brought that up. At the start of the day, I would have just gone normal human.
Okay.
Sorry, normal NVIDIA, not...
I remember you were in disguise
disguise.
yesterday.
I'm sorry?
I remember you were in disguise yesterday because you wanted to talk to everybody and pretend you were someone
Right.
very official. I do remember that, yes.
Yes. So then today, just noting that I did not go with the disguise, I'm just going to be regular NVIDIA.
Anyway. It seems like the gift shop is very open, though heading up the stairs in this building towards what you seem to believe is his office has a pair of inner league guards watching over it.
I mean, if it's okay, we'll approach the guards.
Alrighty. As you approach, they look over at you. And what is your business here?
We were hoping to have an appointment with Lord Ezekiel. We are, fellow sort of travelers that have been in contact with some of the other people within town, and we were hoping to maybe set an appointment where we can visit with him, see what his plan is, and also potentially offer our services and assistance with helping the town out.
One of them talks to the other, and he heads up the stairs. I'm sorry, but would you mind waiting for a few moments?
Oh, absolutely. Take your time.
I have been instructed to suggest that you inspect the gift shop if you wish to kill some time.
I'm going to just look at him in the eyes and be like, I am so sorry.
You feel like the man needed to hear that.
I understand what you have to do, and, I get it. And I get it, man.
Alright, what are you guys going to do while you wait?
I'll check out the gift shop.
Okay. You walk into the gift shop, Athos, and you see all over the place there are small models of the town and stone busts of a couple of the various buildings in the city, and a number of them of some man.
Get us the Lord Ezekiel plushie.
Yes, they seem to all stone plushies for sale. As they all seem to be small busts of the same man, some from different materials, some made of marble, others obsidian, but most of them just typical stoneworking. Most of the items here are priced at 5 gold. Would you like to purchase an His Lord Ezekiel plushie?
Is it 5 gold?
It is 5 gold.
Athos will pick it up, look at it, then notice the price tag and just wince as he puts it back down.
Do they have one of those like full-length body pillows with like his picture
Oh,
plastered on?
Those, unfortunately, are not able to exist yet. But I can assure you if they could, they would.
Shirt like slightly pulled up a little bit, showing off some
Yeah,
abs.
exactly.
Pants like unbuttoned a little bit, but doesn't show anything.
Athos, as you look around through this stuff and begin to gather an idea about the kind of person you're about to deal with, you hear a door swing open from upstairs. And walking out from the top of them, alongside the guard that was there earlier and 2 more which flank behind him, is this individual. And as soon as it works, there we go.
Yeah.
Travelers to my town, I welcome you to my fine little settlement. How may I be of assistance to you on this most glorious day in the town of Orlis?
Well, met your eminence. My traveling friends here and I are looking to see what we can do to help out your town, city, in any way that we can. We've heard of the troubles and tribulations that your people have been through, and want to maybe sort of understand what's being done to, solve the problem that these Knowles appear to be, causing you, as well as maybe, see what we could do ourselves to help you out as well.
Oh, such compassion. So lovely to see. But alas, you need not worry too much, my dear. You see, I have everything under control, as is supplementing the businesses in town and ensuring that we will survive through this crisis. The Knowles, you see, are trapped underground. They have no way to survive. No food or water to sustain themselves. But up here, our farms have been untouched. We may struggle for a bit, but business will flow through the town in spades, just as it always has. All the different sights for people to see and enjoy. I've been working very hard over the last few years, you see, in order to elevate this town to go beyond just the need for the mine nearby.
That is amazing to hear. So your plan is to lay siege to the Knoll Menace then, and wait them out.
Ah, yes, I have the Inner League protecting our outer defenses, as it were. They guard the town, making sure no Knoll incursions can occur, keep the people safe, and prevent any from escaping from the mines. This way, once they do get desperate enough for their food, we'll cut them down.
It sounds like a flawless plan. I can only assume that once as intelligent and industrious as yourself would have been able to think of such a cunning stratagem. I am were you able to maybe come to a diplomatic solution with the other sort of lords who try to lay claim to the area, or did you sort of just take the initiative in order to, help the people out the most?
Oh, my dear. Lady Clarinbold is worthless at finding new solutions to problems. She isn't going to change on any of her diplomatic decisions anytime soon. Meanwhile, we must suffer through the endeavors of Thaddeus. He frequents the town every here and there, and does nothing to contribute to the situation at all, of course. And his lovely wife, Drusilla, she's a strong-willed one. She has been figuring out new methods for constructs to lay siege to the Knowles, and I'm certain that these infrequent incursions into their territory are plenty to disrupt their own operations, as it were. We need not come to any formal agreement, for it is already being taken care of by the Knowles and our mutual understanding of the situation.
Got it. That is amazing to hear.
I'm glad you can agree so.
Theoretically, if something were to, I don't know, happen to the Knowles and the mines were to be cleared, what what might that reward look like if somebody were to pull off such an act, as strange as that may seem?
Oh, if something so wondrous were to occur, I can assure you that I would be glad to offer whoever did such a thing a good piece of land in the territory for their noble efforts. I am currently trying to keep our economy afloat with the bits of coins I have myself, so tragically I would not be able to provide anything too immediately, but this town will be rich once again as soon as this entire debacle is over. So, coin would soon flow to any who were to be so lucky as to have property in this general area.
So just to confirm, you and the two other lords and ladies, you came to the agreement that you should do nothing. Did it not occur to you that perhaps they are doing things on their own behind the scenes under the guise of waiting them out?
Oh, my dear lady, you too seem to need to understand. We did not need to agree to anything so formally. We all have a deep understanding of one another and each of our town's standings. We all have a place to deal with things as they come to us, and we are to take care of ourselves first and foremost. As I have said, Lady Drusilla is already working on sending constructs into the mind and seeing how things play out there. They all go mad in the end, but a mad construct is still as deadly as a functional one.
I see. And it doesn't concern you that they might get all the glory of retaking the mine while you did nothing? I just feel like that's building up their reputation a lot and kind of letting yours wither away in the shadows. No disrespect.
Oh, of course not, my dear. It's a foolish opinion, so I hold no grudge against you. I had already sent a number of our men into the mines when this original attack occurred, but it was proven that it would be impossible to displace the Knowles, so any further attempts at sieging them is absurd. The Inner League has conferred with me on this matter on more than one occasion now, and I have confirmed such a thing would be idiotic, to say the least. If they wish to sacrifice their own poor people, then that is their own prerogative. But I am certain that, with patience, we will be able to persevere and overcome this difficulty without having to throw away lives needlessly.
I mean, this is probably far-reaching, but is it possible that somebody else put the Knowles there on purpose to create the illusion that there's a problem that they could easily fix? You know what I'm saying? Like, they create the problem to then fix it, and then they get all the glory. Is that a thought that might have occurred to you?
Oh, of course, some subtle games of subterfuge and the like, but no one has been doing any dealings with the Knowles. We each have people standing watch over the mines to ensure that no foul play is occurring. If anyone were to be making deals with the Knowles under the table, we would certainly be able to find out about it. The Inner League confers to me all of the reports of who goes in and out of the mines. Roy de Leggett is quite adept at such note-taking, you see.
Except for, isn't there theoretically a way for the Knowles to get into the mines since they just appeared in there and they didn't go down the main entrance?
Oh, I do not believe so. We've had others look around the area, farmers and miners alike, sorting through the various unoccupied bits of land, seeing if there's any secret entrances. But thankfully, much of the mine is very thick stone that is difficult to work through. Simply making a new hole would be exceedingly difficult. There should be no other entrances beyond the primary one that everyone is well aware of.
Of course. Lynn or Athos, was there any comments or questions you wanted to ask the good and smart Lord Ezekiel?
No, I'm just in awe.
I think awe is the perfect word.
Yes, I have been stunned speechless in awe of this person.
Very well played.
Well, I would say, unless there's any other questions, or unless you'd like to go out for a drink somewhere, I suggest we call this all to an end for now.
Yeah, I think we'll be okay. I do appreciate you giving us time, though. I know how busy you must be, so thank you for the time, and I wish you glory and luck and a quick end to your Knoll situation.
Oh, thank you very much. But I can assure you, the only thing I do not need on my side is luck. If you'd like, feel free to stop by the gift shop on the way out. I crafted most of those sculptures by myself, so you know that each one of them is made with my love for Olus.
Of course.
Alright, who wants to roll bluff to not die on the inside?
I'll roll bluff.
Alright, you might be dying on the inside, but it's hard to tell.
Alright, then I think we'll take our leave from Lord Ezekiel.
He waves you off and then does a spin and returns up the top of the stairs and heading back to his office.
Well, kind of get where Grau was coming from.
Agreed. The ineptitude is astonishing in this man.
He honestly has me rethinking the frontal assault since he called it stupid, and now I'm like, well, if he thinks it's stupid, that may be the best idea there is.
Hey, look. He has a positive wisdom score, you know? It obviously can't be that terrible of an idea.
I was so blown away that I didn't even bother to do a
Vibe check.
check. I just assumed that he's too ignorant for his own good. You know, like, he's not smart enough to be evil.
But what if he is and he's just lying to everybody here?
I'm willing to give that a chance. Let's go talk to somebody else. Well, I mean, it was worth it just to understand what kind of person he is. We have two choices of other cities to go to. Clarington, where I believe Lady Clarinbold or something?
Yes.
Lives, and then I was a little bit more interested in the other city, Madara, where the wife of the governor or whatever is making the constructs to go in. They seem to actually be doing something. Maybe it may be worth talking to them.
Just for spelling purposes.
What are your thoughts?
She's the one who's making the constructs?
Yeah, Drusilla was her name.
I'd be interested to go meet with them.
That would be insightful.
Yeah. Athos, Mamada. I mean, the other thing is that Clarington has the forge, though. I mean, we don't know. Mamada may have one, but Clarington does have the forge that can make the weapons.
Well, we have come across golems recently. Wouldn't hurt to check it out.
We could always try to do both.
Oh yeah, we don't have to go. We can do both for sure. Mamada first, and then Clarington.
How are they laid out on the map?
I
question.
can take you back to this map here, so you can have a look-sees. I'll move the party icon off of there, and they aren't on that map. Never mind. Excuse me for a moment.
I guess, I mean, like, whatever route makes the most sense, like, travel-wise.
True that.
Alrighty. So, we'll just post this in campaign images real quick. So, the mine is effectively on the direct border of all three of these cantons. So yes, they're all in a triangular fashion. Mamada is just to the southwest of Olus and Clarington to the northwest.
And there's I'm sure, a road that leads straight from Olus to Amad. Yeah, you don't have to go to the mine.
Yes, that is correct. Yeah, there is a. You have to go past the mines in order to reach Clarington from Olus, but that's pretty understandable.
All right, then let's maybe go to. Yeah, I think let's go to Mamada and then check in with the situation over there.
Alright. For reference, they aren't more than a day's travel apart. It's typically about half a day's travel from each town to another.
Oh, sweet. So we could theoretically get into Clarington like tonight.
If you want to, yes.
I mean, we'd be running, but you know.
Yeah, you could always push yourselves in order to get there faster.
Yeah. Well, let's make a day trip out of it. Maybe not literally, but let's go to Mamada, and if we have time, we can go to Clarington. Otherwise, we can just, you know, head there tomorrow.
Alrighty. And so everyone's happy to go to Mamada, yes? Alrighty. You head out of Olus, not looking forward to any potential tax upon your return, but understanding of the situation at least. So, you head out that way. Steam and smoke spew forth from the buildings in the settlement before you. While no wall prevents sight of the town, it seems to not be without defences. As you approach, you can see clockwork automata patrolling the streets and outskirts of this place. It's difficult to determine if they serve as guardians or peacekeepers from a glance. Town itself has a single paved road running through its centre, offering little guidance. Most of the buildings in the outer district have been built haphazardly, creating a maze of wood, stone, and bronze. The smell of soot and alchemical reagents are pungent in the air, a choking concoction of acid and flames burning away at the senses. Sitting in what you think is the center of town, it's a strange metal ball the size of an ogre's gut. It floats in place, and while the ball itself barely moves, a trio of iron balls rotate around the object in some kind of mystical dance. A wooden sign warns tourists and laymen to avoid approaching such a thing. Behind it, you can see a pair of large buildings. One is clearly a church. You could tell you know to be an uncommon sight in Helveski. The other seemingly a town hall, place of bureaucracy. You do not get harassed for attacks upon your entry. The clockwork automata seem to pay you little heed, keeping an eye on you at first and then moving along without any real concern.
Well, I think maybe worth checking to see if they have the ability to forge with adamantium here based on the industrialness of the city. It looks like they may be able to do something like that. I know it's not our primary focus, but I just think it's a reasonable secondary one.
Certainly while we're here.
Alrighty. So, if that's the case, who would like to gather information, or would we like to ears of the city?
It has been a day, so I have my ears of the city back.
for my spell slots, really.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think you ran out of spell slots at all.
Oh no, I did. I had 2 more uses left. I just, you
Yeah.
know, who knows? You didn't know what we're gonna have run into.
What could happen? What if I need to cast Wrath on Ezekiel?
Exactly. Or divine favor, because yeah, no, probably divine favor. Okay, so yeah, we'll use Ears of the City, and I will search out if there are any forges that can work with adamantium in the city.
Alright, give me that perception check. Alright. You listen around throughout the city, and you do hear that there is indeed forges that can work adamantine, but you also hear that they aren't open to the public exactly. It sounds like they primarily are used by individual tinkerers or companies of some sort.
Sorry, give me a second to write.
Pardon?
Write it down.
Oh, all good.
All right, next question. What, and I like this question last time from Lynn, what are the Lord and Lady's plans to deal with the situation at the mines?
Alrighty. So, Lady Drusilla's plans are quite obvious to most. She has been invoking her right as the head of the church here to get her faithful to develop constructs which can survive the madness of the mines, create constructs that can function there in order to drive out the Knowles. Once it's done so, then they will be able to fight back properly. She has been putting pressure on the various businesses here to accomplish similar outcomes. Meanwhile, Lord Thaddeus Cadwell has been much more soft-spoken in his approach. Supposedly he has sent off letters to the adventurers guilds nearby in order to request assistance, but there has been no results thus far.
Has there been any word of Lady Drusilla being successful in the creation of constructs to not go mad in the mines?
Give it a go. Supposedly, this has been a goal of Mamada for many years now, but there has been no successes recorded. Though never before has there been such a pressure to accomplish the task. Such a thing has not yet been achieved, but supposedly Drusilla is certain that eventually they will succeed. They will find out what they can do.
All right. Let's think here. How is the Lord and Lady's relationship with Ezekiel Spencer?
Alrighty. Alright, it's a good one. So, it's well known that Thaddeus spends a great deal of time in Olus. He supposedly doesn't speak to the Lord there very often, but he visits the town itself on a frequent basis. Drusilla, on the other hand, is known to openly oppose Ezekiel for being a fool who only seeks glory for his house.
All right. Similarly, what is their relationship with Lady Clarinbold?
Alrighty.
Sorry, I was typing.
Nah, you're all good. Alrighty. It's unknown to the public, at least, what Drusilla's opinions on Lady Clarinbold are. They have had dealings for quite some time, and they've seemed at least mutually beneficial, nothing openly hostile, though Thaddeus is often more involved in these deals than his wife. Instead, he has supposedly a great respect for Lady Clarinbold for her work and her ability to keep the town sustainable and under control. Supposedly there is a great deal of trade that happens between Mamada and Clarenton.
Got it. Do you guys have any questions?
Not that I can think of.
Maybe just similar to what was asked before about like why the Knowles are here, just to see if it differs at all.
Good point. Yeah, let's ask why are the Knowles here? See if there's a difference in opinion.
Alrighty. Most opinions seem the same, though there's more emphasis supposedly placed upon the savagery of the Knowles and their innate lack of intelligence, their barbarism, and perhaps they wish to steal the golems for themselves, take what they can from the town after arming themselves appropriately to become a greater force. But many of the similar rumors remain.
And then I'm also going to ask if anybody was able to see from where the Knowles came.
Alright. Once again, the people speak not of incursions into their land, no sudden appearances from an army of Knowles. They just kind of appeared from deep within the mines. Though something you do hear is that they appeared within Clarenton's section of the mines.
Okay, that's a lead. And that's 7.
That is 7. We only have an additional, 35 questions across more ears of the city. Also, I just want to put this out there because I thought it was funny last time. You were so worried about the timer in the first campaign. When what was this? Four. So it's what 3. You cut out about on average 20 hours of gather information checks.
That's true.
If nothing else, it's a fast spell.
Yeah, I mean,
It is a touch spell, by the way, so you can affect allies.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Now, I don't know if anyone has a better perception check than you do, but just as an option.
I mean, I know that Coronis is close. I think Coronis is maybe better than mine. Okay. So we have some leads to work with here. Something maybe going on with the constructs, obviously. The fact that they appeared in Clarenton's section of the mines could be something. And then we may be able to, if we're going to help with the null problem, maybe we can sort of finagle that into having them let us use their adamantium forges.
I will just say I could potentially have plus 17 on my perception.
Ooh, okay, maybe we'll have you do it next time.
You enjoy being the one that asks all the questions now.
Okay. So what do we want to do first? Do we want to go just straight to the main building, check out any of the records and whatnot, and then talk to Lord and the Lady if we can get in? All right. Then, yeah, let's head to the sort of city center building thing.
Alrighty. You head over to what seems to be the town hall. And walking past it all, you don't seem to see too many people in this general area. As you enter inside, there is someone manning a front desk, offering to assist you should you need it.
Already so much better than Ola's.
Do you say that out loud?
Yes, because I'm sure they'll find that good.
Yeah. The man behind the counter just offers a quiet chuckle. Yes, I know the person who typically works with the Lord in that area. He has been assigned to manage all of the wares of Lord Ezekiel, dusting them off whenever possible.
Oh, did he get moved to the gift shop?
Unfortunately, yes. He used to work in public records for the previous Lord, but that is a time that he misses quite fondly.
I'm very sorry to hear that for him, but we have a couple of things, and we were hoping you could help us out with this. We did have some questions about the Knoll incursions into the mine, the Lord and Lady's plans, and how we might potentially help in those plans. And we also wanted to do some investigation on our own and check the public records for Knoll incursions and invasions from, maybe long ago before public memory, if that makes sense.
Well, I can certainly save you some time there. I have been in this town for quite a bit of time. I have served as Lord Thaddeus Cadwell's aide on official town matters on several occasions, and I have been asked to do research into the matter. I have never seen anything involving Knoll incursions into the mines in the past. Instead, rather, they haven't been involved in this area for a very long time. Never have they come to this mine in particular, at least. How they would even gain knowledge of it, I am uncertain. If you wish to delve through public records, you are welcome to do so, and I will accompany you to keep an eye on things. But if you wish to speak to Lady Drusilla or Lord Thaddeus, Lady Drusilla will typically be in the church and just nearby, and Lord Thaddeus will be elsewhere. I often serve as his official director of things that he cannot deal with.
That's quite the title.
It's not one that he gave me, I can assure you of that.
Well, I understand. I'm sorry to hear that. I have a question. Maybe you saw it while researching. Have you ever seen the term or title Mother Flint?
No, I do not believe so. No. Why?
From our investigations, actually, could I send this photo of the no?
Yeah, you may.
Yeah, and then I will tell them that from our investigations, the Knowles have were heard saying that.
No, I have not. He seems to be telling the truth when he says that. I've never heard of such a thing such as that. But, might I ask, are you here by way of one of the notices? At the very least, Lord Thaddeus did manage to send out messages of the plight in the town.
No, we have not seen. Do you have a copy of one of the notices?
No. Yes, I do. If you'll excuse me, I will go find it.
Thank you.
He goes off into a back room a little bit away. He eventually does return with a small piece of paper. On it, it details some of the situation occurring in town. Lord Thaddeus offers a sum of 10,000 gold in total for any that can rid the mine of the Knowles invading them. Should they do so and do so under his name, they will be rewarded with the sum, and they may keep anything that the Knowles have on their persons. But though any property of the mine itself is to remain under Mamada and the respective landowners' hands.
Could you send that? Because I missed part of the first part of the...
Oh, my apologies. Do I have the thing written up? I don't think I have it written up directly. I just have my own cliff notes for it. Sorry.
No worries.
But basically, it's that the sum of 10,000 gold will be given to any who can remove the Knowles from the mine in their entirety, and they may keep whatever the Knowles have on their persons. Their official property will remain under the hands of the landowners.
That's quite the stipend.
Yes. It stands to cost the town far more than that in the long run if they cannot be removed.
All right. Well,
Is that Thaddeus's main plan to see if he can get assistance from other adventurers and whatnot?
That is the idea, yes.
Has anybody took him up on the offer yet?
No.
We were actually briefly okay.
But it is quite surprising. Such a substantial sum is sure to invite foolhardy adventurers. It does not matter their skill. If they were to be willing to come here and do so, that is all that he desires. But none have yet arrived. Suspicious in its own right, if you don't mind my say so.
Do you want to elaborate on that? We don't know too much of the Adventurers Guild. Is it unusual for them to not respond?
Typically, yes. The Adventurers Guild in Helveski does not operate so officially that they will respond themselves. They will determine the threat level of the relevant enemies involved, and then the reward will be placed. A small tax normally goes to the guild itself, but it is up for individuals to answer the call. The fact that none have is suspicious.
If you don't mind me asking, why do you think it is?
I have little idea. Perhaps some understand that such a sum is unlikely from a town as small as ours. And perhaps messages are simply taking longer than we anticipate to reach their destination. Zakana should have received theirs, at least very recently.
Yeah. Well,
Such a problem
okay.
has only existed for a week and a half, though.
Mhm.
Perhaps they are merely readying themselves.
Does anybody else have any questions for our man here? What was your name, by the way? I'm sorry.
Seymour Wiverstone. Would you like me to copy that out for people?
That would be great. I got Seymour Witherspoon. Oh, I got it. Oh, Wiverstone. I got Wither. Right.
Slightly different, no.
I was excited that I spelled Seymour correctly, though.
You did.
I spelled it incorrectly, but it's a fantasy name, so I was kind of like, well, it makes sense if it's spelled weird.
It would make sense, yes. I mean, what kind of last name is Wiverstone? Let's be honest with ourselves.
I assume Thaddeus is indisposed at the moment. You said that we may be able to find Drusilla in the church?
Yes. If you can find Thaddeus, I would hardly call him indisposed. It is simply a matter of seeking out his current mark or location.
Current mark of what?
He is not a hunter, I can tell you that.
I didn't quite catch that first part. What did he say?
He said his current mark, but he is not a hunter.
Oh, is he saying that he's hunting something, but he's not doing a good job at it?
You don't think that's the intention, no.
Okay. I will do a vibe check of Wiverstone before we leave.
Yep, go ahead. He does not radiate an aura. Quick note, you remember that people who are too weak to have auras are of 5 hit dice or less.
Well, if he radiates an aura, then somebody we got to worry about.
Yeah, exactly.
make our way over to the church, unless anybody else has anything for Riverstone.
I don't have anything.
Okay.
Alrighty. So, head over to the church.
I think so, yeah.
Alrighty. The church itself is a rather grand affair. It is marble, or at least some kind of white stone on the outside, and inside is all manner of clockwork devices, intricate puzzle boxes laid from the roof, acting as lanterns and chandeliers. And much of this place seems almost alien in the way its architecture is designed from within. But it seems to have some kind of mechanical beauty all in of itself. Standing at the head of it all, just behind a small altar, and seemingly disassembling and reassembling a small puzzle box, is this woman here.
Could tell this may be your person to talk to, since she's so involved in clockwork and creating things.
I am intrigued to hear about her work. Do you want me to take the lead?
Sure.
Does she look approachable?
To a point, she seems very focused. She seems to be speaking aloud a few words, almost like magical incantations, as she moves this device about. There are several acolytes standing in front of her, eagerly listening in upon to what she has to say and watching over her motions with this puzzle box.
Can I just slip into the back of the group and listen in for a little bit until she's done?
Sure. You sneak on in. Give me a stealth check.
Oh no.
Have faith.
Oh, it's not bad.
Oh, that's pretty good, yeah. Alrighty. Alright. So, you slip into the back and you hear her speaking something about the pinnacle inevitables. You recognize that she isn't speaking Ten Cruz. No, she's not speaking that at all. But you do recognize the language she is speaking, and it's much, much older. It takes you a second to realize that she's speaking in Latinus. Which is, yes, something that not a lot of people really know about or pay attention to. Simply because it's a dead language of time long gone.
Gotcha. Well, I believe I know it, so...
Yes, you do. And so, as we look upon the creations of Ordo, and we take in that of Amafal, we accept the guidance of it all into ourselves. we look upon what we have made. We look upon what each individual part plays. And then we decide how it comes about and where it can be positioned. From there, we learn our own place, maneuver, and strategize from there to become what we need it to be. And then, in the end, so does it become whole and complete. She opens her eyes and looks up at her acolytes and the now completed puzzle box. And then she looks over at you, Cattell.
Just gonna do like a little nod, but not say anything. I'm just gonna like wait for her to do her thing.
Yeah, that's fine. And now, my children, this is now a Tenkrus. Go with the grace and guidance of Omafal, and have faith that all your actions will be justly rewarded. Then the acolytes do indeed disperse, going about their own business, each of them looking down to a puzzle box that hangs around each of their necks. It seems a bit strange at first, but then they begin to seemingly attempt to assemble and disassemble their own. Greetings. How may I be assistance to you?
Hello. It's a lady, right? Lady
Oh, yes.
Cadwell?
I am Lady Drusilla Cadwell. I am pleased to make your acquaintance.
I am Lady Julia. I was interested in your work with the clockwork creatures that you were going to send into the mine. I was wondering what your progress was on that, and if you don't mind, telling me a bit about your process. And I mean, I'm no professional, but I have a degree of knowledge, so I can appreciate what you're doing here.
I would gladly appreciate if you could offer any assistance. We have been unable to make too much progress thus far. There are many secrets involved in the creation of these new constructs, and I'm afraid I cannot divulge to you. But I would be glad to offer any assistance which I can. We have tried several methods of magic infused into the constructs themselves, but they seem to do little more than buy us time. No clockwork seems to maintain itself within. Even those with a semblance of intelligence are unable to manage. All have ended out in the same manner, and we have tragically lost several lives to such a thing.
Can I wave like everybody else over?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Just kind of gesture to the party. These are some of my associates, and we're all interested in investigating Knoll problem. Do you guys have anything you would wish to ask Lady Cadwell?
I'm sorry, I just need to double check. Was that referring to the party towards Lady Cadwell or Cadwell towards the party?
Doesn't matter.
Just clarifying, that's all.
I guess I would have had the party like come to us.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, If any of you are skilled in the matter of clockwork creations, I would be glad to see if you could offer any new insight. We have had little luck so far.
Well, this is the one to help you right here. Just kind of give Cattell the old elbow. I did have a question, and maybe I just heard wrong. You were praying to a deity called Omafal?
Yes. Lord Omafal. He is, well, popular in this region. A pinnacle inevitable, the original creator of many constructs, and a purveyor of mathematics and invention. I am a high priest of his.
Omafal's not in the standard major pantheon, right?
He is not, no.
Is he, do I have any knowledge of who he may be then?
You may give me a knowledge religion check.
Wouldn't happen to be able to add the +4 from Monster for that
No,
one.
no, not for that one. But a 19 does give you information regardless. It's...
Okay.
Unfortunately, a plus of 15 is DC. It's a lesser known deity. But Omafal is said to be the first inevitable created by the Arbiter. He has contributed with the one that created the other inevitables to serve Ordo. And so those who create constructs are often worshippers of his. A common belief is that they wish for guidance, not so that they may receive divine inspiration, but rather so that everything works as intended and chance does not ruin what is to be. They believe very much in the absolutes of everything working as intended. Chaos is very much against their nature. You also know that
God of programmers?
Basically. Omafal is the as a god with the domains Artifice, Law, Knowledge, and Earth. And his holy symbol is a disassembled puzzle box.
I do have a question. It says that you said that he was the first inevitable, and he created other inevitables. With my 19, do I know what the inevitables are?
Inevitables are known as an otherworldly construct, beings which exist to keep order within the realm of law. They ensure it is held by those who visit, as well as those who are brought there from the River of Souls before they are judged.
They're kind of like angels?
Kind of. If they were purely beings of law and reason. And logic, not reason.
So they're book angels. Got it.
Basically.
Cool. Sorry, I just wanted to clarify that because I was confused.
No, that's all good. As a inquisitor, someone who actively has power of the gods, it is something that is not beyond your understanding. And technically, as a lawful neutral character, inevitables match your alignment perfectly.
Yeah, the weird, my weird alignment for my goddess.
My weird lawful liar. Oh, goodness. Anyway. So yes, that is that. If there's any questions that people have for Lady Drusilla.
How does that puzzle box work? Is that clockwork based?
It is by faith, magic, and extensive practice, but yes. It is primarily simply a clockwork locking mechanism. It has several different configurations so that each time one must know the patterns in order to unlock and reassemble it. It is a powerful tool in order to keep our minds sharp. If you would like, I would gladly be able to provide one for you, though it does have a small cost. It is a bit of effort to develop these things.
I'll take that into consideration, but I'm okay for right now.
Very well. Now, you are here about the mines. Is there any assistance that I could offer you in these matters?
What is your... Well, the reason why I ask is because we have dealt with not people who maybe aren't as intelligent as you, and I think we just want an intelligent perspective for once. What is your opinion of what happened? Because the rumors that are sort of taking place don't match what has actually happened. So what do you think happened, how these Knowles got there, and what they may be after?
In truth, I do not know. The Knowles appeared within the Clarinton side of the mines from the south, rather than anywhere else, though they suffered great losses. I do not believe it is some kind of plot, unless Lady Clarinbold is willing to sacrifice many of her own people. I myself have been pushing my followers and the tinkerers of this town in order to create something new. It is very costly. Constructs, as I'm sure you know, she turns to Cattell when she says that, are very expensive. We cannot simply send them in and waste all of our funds, especially if they are going to be useless after the first few minutes of entering. I want to try and resolve this as quickly as possible, but it is a difficult matter. The Knowles are quite entrenched. Above game, sorry, was there anything else to your question?
If anything, I was going to more kind of see, like, she doesn't want to speculate on what happened, but with the knowledge of no one saw them go in, and they just kind of appeared in the southern part of the mines, like she says, where does she think they came from, and then what does she think their, goals are? Although she kind of said that, I don't know, I'm just asking her to speculate.
Yeah, that's fine. If I were to be so bold, I do believe that something is most desirable in the Clarinton's section of the mine. Perhaps they learnt magic and used that to approach the place, simply appearing out of nowhere, but Knowles are not so talented as many of us in Helveski are. We have the benefit of wizards who learn from our schooling systems, but people like them, savages as they are, have no such opportunity. I fear that foul play may be involved. but there has been nothing to confirm anything of the sort. Each of us has kept to our own cantons and managed what we can, searching out in the individual areas. But I know none of my flock would ever deal with Knowles in such a manner. We're above dealing with savages like that. And what would they have to offer in the first place? It is all very concerning.
I gotta remember, sorry, doing a vibe check as she's speaking and also a sense motive.
Question. Is your vibe check a spell-like ability? I have to just remember this for myself.
I believe it is a spell-like ability, actually. It's not a spell.
Oh, good.
Let me pull up the official
Yes, please.
official doc here.
One way, you have to make it noticeable that you're casting this spell. The other way, you do not.
I think the whole point was that it's not noticeable because I think this came up last time.
I
too.
think it did, yeah.
Yeah, it's always been not noticeable.
Yeah, but I believe it's a spell-like ability, not a spell.
Alrighty.
Yes,
From-
spell-like ability. Ooh.
Yep. Oh,
Hold on. Oh, yeah. Spell-like ability at will, detect alignment.
yeah, cool.
I
Just
also have
double-check
discern lies, and I always forget.
Oh, yeah.
So just next time, discern lies.
Yeah. Alright. You vibe check her, and you don't receive much. She has a... Sorry, I don't know why I said you receive much. I'm mistaken. Hit dice. She has a strong aura of law.
Okay.
You're fairly certain she is a cleric, and no one is shocked by this.
Calling herself High Priestess, being a cleric.
Ugh, ridiculous.
Then sense motive on the her talking about foul play and stuff like that. I assume she believes that. I'm not going to waste a discern lies on that.
Give me the sense motive check then.
Doing yeah.
It's a hard call there. You don't know if she thinks that there's foul play. It certainly doesn't seem like she is intending any foul play. But there are clearly some kind of doubts in her mind about the matter.
If you think foul play is involved, who would you think is behind it?
Whether or not I believe foul play is involved, whoever has the most to gain is often the one involved.
So who has the most to gain?
Who does, indeed. Each of the town controls different sections of the mine, you see. No one is ever truly happy with our position on the matter, because they are divided 3 ways. And so, one simply has to consider who wants what the most. There has already been discussions on the matter about taking the mines back. And certainly whoever were to resolve this crisis would be able to claim a greater deal of the pot. It troubles me very much. But that is why I wish to involve the constructs more and more. To send people to their deaths needlessly is a terrible thing. This mine is one of the few that has not been completely excavated due to its nature and the ability that rejects constructs. I don't need any greater part if I can manage to get them to function within this mine. It'd be far more efficient than relying on poor miners, those who have to toil day in and day out, require food and sustenance, return up to the surface. But that is why I am pushing my people. Why I wish for constructs to be able to enter into the mines once more. Well, once and for all, at least. I hope that answers whatever questions you do have. I do not have much time, but I should have at least enough for one more, as long as it does not take too long.
Lynn, Athos, did you have questions?
I'm fine.
I don't think I have anything.
Very well. Then, if what is to occur is to occur, then I wish you the best of luck in all that comes. Please, take this as a sign of guidance from Irma Fall, and as a gift from myself. She goes behind the altar, leans down, and finds something, pulling it back up, covered in cloth, and then hands it over to you, Cattell.
Oh,
Please, do be on your way. I have other matters to attend to for the time being.
well, thank you for your help.
You are quite welcome. If you seek guidance or assistance, please do not hesitate to come to me.
So what did I get?
Alright. Do you head out of the church before you open, or would you like to just open it up here?
I'm gonna just do a quick detect magic before we leave, before we open it up.
On it, or something else?
On it. I assume there's lots of magic on, what's her face?
Drusilla?
Yes. Sorry.
Yes, there is indeed, but that's a separate matter. Alright. So, inside is, you open it up, and there is some kind of bangle. It doesn't seem to radiate any magic. It's very strange. It's almost like it resists the detection of magic. I'm not sure how or why. But in its center is 50 pieces of coins, which you recognize as platinum. So effectively, 500 gold, just kind of sitting in the middle of this bangle.
And she just gave this to us?
She just gave that to you. Cattell, can you give me knowledge dungeoneering? Alright. You didn't need the inspiration, but good for you. You can tell this is a lead bangle. which would explain why it's resistant to divination magic itself. If it has anything on it, you can't tell. Sorry, go ahead.
What's the catch? Like, why did she just hand this to him?
Good question.
Is it a puzzle of some sort?
Is it?
You don't know. Is it?
So the coins are just floating in the middle?
No. They were just in the middle of it. They were just like hidden underneath the thing, so they weren't spilling out everywhere.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't know what to do with it.
I mean, I don't know either. She gave it to you for a reason, right?
Presumably, that people usually don't just hand out money.
I mean, if you guys want, you can give me a sense motive check. We got some good rolls for this. She said this as she was as she was saying that she wishes you luck in solving this matter. Perhaps it's just an indicator that this is her blessing to do so.
Is she hiring us under the table?
Maybe.
Is this a real roundabout way of being like, you're hired, but I don't want to tell anybody about it? Cattell, do you want to maybe ask her if we could use the forges?
Oh, wait, use the what?
The forges that can use adamantium. Maybe she could give us
Oh.
permission.
Oh, right. Did she just walk away and get busy, or like she's still close enough to catch her?
You can still catch her briefly. You guys have been like pondering this for like half a minute, but you can still do it.
Okay, scurry over. Pardon me, quick question. The forges for adamantine, right? Pronounce it.
Yes.
Are those available for use at all? Do you have to like get permission? Can you help me with that?
I can offer some assistance in the matter. Use my name if necessary. The forgers themselves may be somewhat busy, simply because I am putting our tinkerers to work. If you find any unoccupied ones, then that would be your best bet. But yes, show them that bangle, if need be. It should be appropriate.
Okay. Thank you.
She nods and then turns back away, returning to her business elsewhere.
Alright, I'll return to the group. Well, I think we have an inn, hopefully.
can go maybe. Oh, well, I think there's two things we can do. I want to go and try to find Thaddeus, and do get a vibe check on Thaddeus. Because Drusilla may be one way, Thaddeus may not be. And while I'm doing that, maybe the other group can get some adamantine weapons forged. Does that sound good for everybody?
Works for me.
Alrighty.
Although it is getting late, so I do need to go pretty soon.
Yes, it is
Yeah.
a bit over time. So, we can leave it off for there if we'd like for the evening.
Yeah, I think so.
Alrighty. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed themselves and discovered things that are going on, whether they were helpful or not. Alrighty. I don't think there was anything else major we need to cover. We're all good for next week as usual.
Should be.
Yeah. So.
Cool. Just double checking in advance.
I might not be available on April 4th, but I'll have to play that by ear.
Yeah, see how you're doing. That's all good. Alright. Yes. So, hope everybody enjoyed themselves, and unless there's anything else, see you guys all next week.
Have a good night.
Have a good night. See everyone next week.
Have a night,
Good
guys.
night, everyone.
Have a good night. Alrighty. And to anyone who watched, hope that the break didn't kill you all, and you have a good one as well. Alright, bye-bye.